Alrighty then, hello everybody. As bad as I don't want to do this video, here comes this video. So this will be super exciting, or not. So basically we're just gonna get right into this with the tagline for those that haven't heard yet from the announcement, which is that I am getting replaced by Omega, as in the team is keeping the Xbox roster that they used for the Xbox World Tournament, and same lineup, same positions, Cyclone, ADC, Allied Mid, etc. So, why is this happening? So let's go into story time. So realistically, the number one reason why this is happening is because I didn't play Xbox because I wanted to do casting and analyzing and stuff. That's just what I wanted to do instead. I didn't want to go to the Xbox scene. It wasn't my thing. I didn't feel right going to the Xbox scene. I didn't want to buy an Xbox, and I don't want to play it in controller. I just wasn't my thing. Wasn't my thing. So they picked up Omega for the roster, right? Omega was going to play solo, which means they had to switch around the roles to put the Omega in solo. So they put Cyclone over at ADC because Cyclone didn't want to play mid, and of course Allied always wants to play mid, so they just switched Allied to mid. So that was the roster. So Allied and Cyclone enjoy the roles that they're in a lot more now. They like playing respectively the mid and ADC comparatively to the ADC and solo. So they're enjoying the game more, they're playing the game more, they're practicing more because they enjoy the roles more. And they breezed through the Xbox World scene for those that didn't watch. It wasn't even close. It was just utter annihilation. In turn, because the Xbox scene isn't as developed yet, it's a very new scene. Competitively, the players that are playing on Xbox, some of them, weren't even PC players, so they haven't had time to develop the same strategies or even the same level of synergy levels, even from the team that the team's been together for the team's been together for over a year, so there's a lot of synergy there already built in, and then throwing in Omega, just would work perfectly. So that they breezed through that scene. So because they breezed through the Xbox scene and they destroyed worlds and it was easy, they decided that because they're enjoying the game more in their respective positions, because they feel the synergy levels better, because they want to practice more, they decided to go ahead and keep that roster. Unfortunately, I was not told this, that they were even thinking about this until my birthday, which was awkward. But the story behind that is basically they didn't want to tell me when they knew, because I was going on vacation to Disneyland. And so they didn't want to tell me before the vacation because they didn't want to ruin the vacation. And that's totally cool, and I respect that. And that's fine. They did tell me on my birthday, which sucked dick, but at the same time they were trying to give me enough time to make a decision on what I do next, whether I wanted to look for another team, stay with them as a sub, etc. So shitty timing, but out of respect, they did wait until after the vacation. They did it as right as they could, given the scenario. The only thing that disappoints me a little, even though I know they were waiting for after the vacation and stuff, I still feel a little bit sad that Allied didn't send me a text, just because we'd been on a team together for so long. So that makes me a little bit upset. But other than that, they did their best. And then Weekend told me, basically Weekend sent out a text that, hey, we have a meeting tonight at 7. And then a couple hours before the meeting, he said, hey, I don't want you to be completely blindsided, but we're replacing you. So Weekend told me a couple hours before, so at least I could kind of gather myself before the meeting. But it was still, I was pretty unaware. So down to the brass tacks of the situation. What does this mean exactly? Let's just split it up into bad news and good news. So the bad news is, of course, I will not be a starter for the Envy roster this split. If this split goes well, of course they're going to keep the roster. Maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe I go back in as support. Kiki goes to mid. I go in as mid. Whatever. I want to be there for the team currently. So the other part, of course, is then partial loss of salary and tournament winnings because I'm not a starter for the Envy team anymore. So what's the good news? You got to find the good news in all these situations, right? You gotta find the silver lining. So because Envy is legitimately the most kick-ass organization to ever exist, right? the most amazing organization ever. They have offered me a nice, basically, package for staying on as a coach for the team and a sub. And that's super awesome of them. No other organization would have even considered that. That's just part of Envy being the best team with the best sponsors, and everything about them is amazing. And I love them to death, and I do not want to leave at all for 2 reasons. One being I love Envy. It's by far the best organization I've ever been a part of. And 2, I mean, I am friends with everybody on the team. And so the second part is the team is willing to give me a % of tournament winnings to stay on as a coach sub. And they asked me to. They said, if you want to be the coach, we would love for you to be the coach. We think you'd be good at it. And so that's cool of them. I appreciate that. So, I mean, for them, it came down to a business decision. They feel like they have better odds running the current lineup. Whether or not I agree or disagree is kind of irrelevant, because when you're the player being replaced, what's it matter kind of thing. So, you know, I think that regardless of when you have those 4 players on a team, plus anybody, they're going to do extremely strong, and they're going to be top 4 in SPL if they put in a nobody, just because those 4 core players are so strong on the team. And I think Omega is arguably the best solo laner in the entire world this season. I think he had an absolutely amazing season. He's extremely consistent, and, like, there's nothing, I mean, I like Omega. He's a cool guy, so I have nothing against that. Like, screw Omega for replacing me, but, like, I love the guy, you know what I'm saying? But, like, you know, that's not his problem. He's a great player, and I enjoy him as a person. So, the final, you know, kind of tidbit there is that as of right now, I do plan on coaching the team, helping out any way that I can. I'll also be a sub. You know, Allied eats McDonald's and he gets sick, I can sub in. You know, I'm decently confident in every role, at least just to, you know, show up. So I will be the coach and sub for Envy is the plan for this spring split. And that's because that not only is Envy the best team that I've ever been a part of, but, you know, all the guys on the team are my real life friends, and I really don't want to play with anybody else outside of them. I would, but, like, I'm at least going to give it a split to kind of see what happens. Maybe the roster works out great. Maybe I really enjoy coaching, and so I want to keep coaching. Maybe I hate it, and after the split, I have to, you know, say, hey, maybe I look towards something else. But as of right now, I want to dedicate my time to making sure that, you know, picks and bans are on point, analytics are down, what gods we win with the most, ward locations, what enemies pick and ban, you know. I'm going to be putting all of my time into that to help out the team as best I can. And yeah, so that's basically what I will be doing this split. This means that I probably won't have to put in as much time to practicing anything in particular, so I may have more time to dedicate to the stream as well as YouTube for at least the spring split as this goes down, unless something crazy happens. So that's kind of the deal right now. And so, I mean, I love the Envy organization, and I appreciate it so much them giving me the opportunity to stay with them and keep doing it with them, because I absolutely love working with them. And of course, I appreciate the team. Even though the situation, I think, was handled poorly, I do appreciate the team wanting to keep me around and knowing that they do actually like me as a friend, and that for them it was just a business decision. Regardless of what I think about it, it was 4 against 1, and as the captain, it's my deal to go with, you know, the majority rules, even if it's ruling against me. So, like, what are you going to do? But thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to the stream lately. I appreciate that as well. I guess it's going to be even more important to, like, I don't know, do the Jerby thing. Donate and subscribe and stuff, because I'm losing money. But that's all right. Anyway, thank you guys. I'll continue to stream. My stream schedule won't change. I'm going to continue to do YouTube content. I'm going to continue to do guides. Now that I don't have any particular role I have to fulfill, I guess I'll just kind of do generic guides for whatever we want to do. Support or mid or something. Or maybe I'll change it up every week because I don't have a home. But anyway, I hope to see you guys next season. I hope to work with the Envy boys continuously to kick ass next season. And I hope that we get first place and, you know, do all that cool stuff. So thank you guys. And as always, have a twitching day, y'all.